Welcome to Season 6, Episode 8 of the Family Travel Australia podcast. We are Paul, Katie and Jasper from the Feel Good family. Join us as we explore this great country, Australia, its people, places and cultures.
Yes, welcome to the Family Travel Podcast, where we share the latest in RV industry news, road trip travel, caravan and camping, product reviews, where to go, what to do, and so much more. Thanks for joining us for another week.
Yes, thank you. This episode will review all the internet devices we have used over the last 2.5 years, including Starlink. Yes, thank you, Elon. Netgear Nighthawk, Telstra Sell Fi Go, Telstra and Optus mobiles. We'll talk about UHF radios, the Garmin In-reach Mini personal satellite device, how we receive our mail, and so much more.
Oh, yes. And don't forget, we are talking about probably the most important piece of communication when you are on the road,
Yes.
and that is how to stay happily married, know how to get along with your family and your travelling partners.
Yeah, look, we can't help you with your marriage, but we can possibly help you like each other more.
I know, I think we need like a disclaimer. We are not qualified marriage counsellors. We can just give you advice from our perspective.
Exactly. It's always the one line that we do say when we're doing our live speaking, and that is the question gets asked every time, and it is, what's your number one tip for those who are just thinking about, living this lifestyle and traveling? I was in a van, and we say, make sure you like each other before you roll out the driveway.
Very, very important. It kind of sets the bar, so you don't want it to be low before you actually get the wheels turning.
Don't be too low before you go. All right. And in breaking news, we are excited to announce that this week's podcast is brought to you by Nike, home of the world's first 100% recycled hammock made from 37 plastic post-consumer water bottles and weighing less than 1 kilo. Nike products will not only make you feel good, see what I did there? But they make the environment feel good too.
Love it. Nike, relax wherever you go. Seriously, what are you waiting for? We love the Nike products so much. We have so many of the Nike products, and they are all awesome. Look, if you want to get your hands on some Nike products, jump on over to our website and take advantage of the awesome 15% feel-good discount code that our good friends at Nike have provided for our awesome Feel Good family audience.
Look, it's not in the show notes, but I do have to tell you, if you've been listening to our podcast for some time now, in August last year, it was my birthday, Katie and Jasper. It's always the question around Christmas birthdays, if we're going to get a gift, what do you buy when you're traveling Oz in a caravan?
Mm-hmm.
It can't weigh anything. It has to have multiple uses, and do you need it? And Kate said to me, what do you want? And I said, I want a hammock. I knew straight away.
Yes.
And the reason why I knew is because when we were dreaming, when we were, had it on our vision board, when I was clocking in and out of my corporate job, I used to have that just on the side there was this palm tree lined beach, it was Palm Cove or something.
Take me there.
The hammock in the background, the van up on the corner, and I thought, that's my picture,
Mm-hmm.
And so then we got all of that, but no hammock. And I was just like, what? This isn't the picture. It's lacking one thing. And so I knew, that you can't lay in a hammock if you don't have one.
Mm-hmm. And boy, were we glad that we bought you a hammock, because Jasper and I love that hammock so much. We've all enjoyed it.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I mean, okay, this sounds like a sales pitch, but it has like a 450 kilo weight loading.
Yeah.
And so, you can fit you, your friends, your family, the dog.
Yeah, it is amazing. Well, look, if you're listening to us and have been for some time, you know that we only ever rave about products that are tried and tested, that we 100% love and can't live without in this amazing traveling lifestyle that we have. And the Nike products are exactly that. The hammocks are amazing.
Yeah.
They're puffy blankets, again, made from all recycled materials. So amazing. They've just released new recycled material beach towels that are gorgeous and work.
One more thing here to know about Nike, if we haven't already convinced you to get online and check it out and get that feel-good 15% discount. Every product sold, they plant 4 trees. So not only are they protecting the environment, they're adding to the environment.
Yeah, and a great Aussie story too. We encourage you to jump online and check out the story of Nike and its owners, the brains behind this amazing Aussie startup and success story.
What a team. Thank you, Nike. All right. Let's get into this week's episode. We are talking about communication, and this is whether you're inside the van, laying outside in a hammock, or wherever you are. These are the devices that we have tried and tested. Some have been fantastic. Some, have this kind of, they work in certain situations or environments, but we really have tried almost everything, 85,000 kilometers down the road. Plus, we're going to be reviewing Starlink. Thank you, Elon Musk.
Oh, yes.
He's a regular listener of this podcast.
He needs to start sharing it with all of his influential friends around the world.
It is, tweet it. Yes. Okay, let's get into it. So we might actually start with the Telstra Sell Fi Go. This was really the first product that we went and purchased when we were trying to really improve our ability to have mobile phone data and connectivity, I should say, when we were in more remote locations. So let's start there. The kit was about $950 for the hardware.
Yeah, look, and that is quite an expensive outlay, but I have to say, if you rely on the internet like we do and you need that service, for us uploading videos to YouTube, uploading the podcast, we use a lot of data. We need that ability. So it was we've got to do this, right? We need this for our business.
We did research as well, and overall it had medium to good results. We were getting no results. So that was a big leap for us.
Yeah, and it's definitely worked in some really remote places like in the living desert, out past Broken Hill. There's hardly any signal out there whatsoever, and we pop the aerial up on the roof of the caravan and boom, there you go. We've got more signal. So it definitely does boost signal. Yep. You do have to have a signal before it can boost it though, and this is a really good point to know. This is not like a little magic box that just creates reception for you when there isn't any. No, that's Starlink, so we'll talk about that later.
We'll get to that. Okay, a few things to know about this. Yes, it is a coverage booster. It is locked in our instance to Telstra. You can get them for Optus as well. It is pretty cool because it runs on 12 volt or 240 volts. Very cool indeed.
Yes.
We've made it mobile. That is that we have it set up for in the car, and then you can unconnect the antennas, and then we've purchased additional antennas for inside the van so that if Katie and Jasper run off, I'm doing editing all day and I need that connectivity still, and we're remote, then that has really been a bonus. You, as you said, definitely need to have a signal for it to work.
Yep.
And you can use your existing mobile plan.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Once you've purchased the hardware, as long as you've got a mobile plan, you can then boost your data, your signal to access your data.
Yeah, great point. It's good for phone calls too when you're out in those more remote areas. We've tested it in places like Byfield National Park up there just north of Yeppoon on the Capricorn coast, and renowned for pretty sketchy phone service, and it definitely has helped boost up there in those regions as well.
Okay, next we're going to talk about the Nighthawk.
I love this name. Whoever came up with this name, I think people would buy this little modem just because it's called a Nighthawk.
The Netgear Nighthawk is its full name. Really great. We'll give JB Hi-Fi a shout out here.
Yeah, and look, we really should have bought shares in JB Hi-Fi a long time ago, because I tell you what, it is one of our favourite stores. Every time we see one when we're driving along, Just was like, Dad, there's JB. It's your favourite store. Should we stop and buy something?
Look, what's good about that is that when we used to drive past Dan Murphy's, he used to say, "Dad, there's your favourite store." Anyway, for those of you overseas, that's the bottle-o, as we call it in Australia, the shop where you get your wine.
liquor shop.
Yeah. And there you go. I've got to tell you that I'm actually I'm 2.5 months into my alcohol-free life.
This is amazing. This is serious. He is being serious. No, there is not anything wrong with him. He is alcohol-free for 12 months.
Yes.
Tell us about it, Paul.
Well, that's the plan. I have a bet with my older brother. I might have spoke about this on the podcast before. I'm not sure. But if I have, then I'll save you the story and the details. But I'm going well.
Yeah, you're amazing, actually. You are amazing. So proud of you.
Relationship comms, good to stroke your partner's ego. There you go. There's some communication advice.
I love it. We've totally digressed. We are talking about the Netgear Nighthawk.
Thank you. Let's get back on script. Okay, the Nighthawk, this is probably our favourite device currently. Okay, what does it do? It is actually like you say, like a wireless modem. It creates a bit of a hub in the van, or even on travel days. If the Nighthawk is in the van and it's on, we get coverage.
Full service.
Yeah.
As long as there is coverage, of course, but yes.
It's about $400, this device, to purchase. It's not locked to a carrier. When we purchased in-store at JB Hi-Fi, they gave you a $400 in-store credit. So it kind of zeroed the product out as long as you signed up for 24 months on a $69 per month, 200 gig plan, which we did. And it's the best $69 we've ever spent per month on getting that amount of data. It's actually a better signal as in far as coverage than our mobile phones.
Yeah. Well, it's 5G as well.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is really good, and multiple devices can be connected to it at the one time. It keeps Jasper happy because he can watch Disney Plus, you know, when he's on the TV. Paul and I are working
Bluey
away.
on repeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Actually, a really good point is, if you're interested to hear what other people think as well, the comments on our YouTube video of this episode, our RV Communications YouTube video on our Feel Good Family YouTube channel, go and check out some of those comments, because we got lots of really positive comments from people about the Nighthawk. Lots of people rave about how good this little device is. There was also a couple of other suggestions for us to check out.
Yeah, you can actually get a telescopic pole, like if you could think of a pool scoop handle, you know, those big aluminium extender poles.
Hello, pool boy.
Wow. I bet you're going to watch that back and wish you didn't say it. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm
Anyway,
just thinking about you know,
Sure.
in your bathers beside the pool.
Sure you are. The budgie smugglers. So you got that extender pole, and you can put another antenna on it, which is sort of like a little dish, and that can really boost your ability to be connected through the Nighthawk.
Is it just me, or is anybody else out there listening got this picture of Paul in his bathers with the little dish and the extender pole?
You know, you just had to go there, didn't you? Let's get back to the
right. Anyway,
the Nighthawk.
The Nighthawk. It is a fantastic device, and as you said, Paul, probably our favourite one that we are currently using or have used today.
Yes, it is portable. It has an inbuilt lithium battery that lasts 10 hours, so you can take it with you. You can put it in the car, travel it, you know, be sitting outside, go wherever, you know, for a picnic and take it, and it does a great job.
Yeah, look, it does. And I guess the only disclaimer to know with the Nighthawk, of course, is that it does rely on the telecommunications signal. So if you're in the middle of nowhere and there is no Telstra or Optus tower in sight, your Nighthawk is not going to be happy. Good
point. Okay, let's get straight into our Optus Telstra mobiles very quickly before we get into Starlink, which is where I was about to jump. All we want to say on that is that we've had both carriers.
Yep.
You know, we left originally from the Gold Coast back there in, you know, Father's Day 2019. I was on Telstra, Katie was on Optus. We were hedging our bets. We were thinking, okay, if I don't have coverage, Katie will. If Katie doesn't have coverage, etc. we got to Tasmania, which predominantly, I believe, is a Telstra state down there, its own little island. And they were upgrading all the Telstra towers. We were stuck there. Good place to get stuck.
Yes.
During COVID round 1 here in Australia. And 4 months, I had to keep stealing Katie's data plan
I had
from
the power.
Optus. Yeah, you did have the power. Be nice to me, she used to say. I'm on Optus. And this second trip back, that's changed. You know, Telstra's up and really booming now, and 99% of the time, Telstra's would be the better option, I think, as far as the amount of coverage. Nothing against Optus here. We're not certainly, getting looked after by Telstra.
No.
They keep billing us.
Yes.
God damn them.
Yeah, we keep adding to those bills though, so we've got to sort that out. No, it is interesting though. We are both on Telstra, and whilst we say, we really haven't had any issues being on Telstra, there are definitely places in this country of ours that there is no reception whatsoever. So if you are thinking about hitting the road and travelling, it's a good point to know, whilst you'll have coverage most of the time, if you want to get more remote and you want to get out into some of these places, these rural regional areas, be prepared that you are not going to have coverage with your mobile phone. And that's possibly a great good segue. We might leave Starlink for a little minute longer and talk about the Garmin In-reach Mini.
Great idea. In fact, Starlink and Garmin In-reach Mini are both answers to the issues with the first 3 devices. So good idea. We'll start with the Garmin In-reach Mini. Keep you hanging a little longer for Elon stuff.
Yeah, look, it's like a little personal satellite communication device.
Exactly.
Basically is what it is. It is something that we would recommend to everybody to have some form of this, whether it is the Garmin, there is also
Zoleo.
Yes,
it's an Aussie-backed company.
Yep. And I'm sure there's lots of different devices that do similar things here. But basically what this is if you are travelling to an area where you are not going to be able to tap into the telecommunications reception and coverage, then this little baby is like your fail-safe.
It is a lifesaver. Oh, look, you'd hope you'd never have to use it, but from the, its primary feature is SOS. You can hit a button and they come from anywhere to get you and save you and look after you and hopefully get you out of whatever the issue is. But with this device now, you can predetermine texts.
Yep.
You can actually receive texts. You can check the weather. There's variable plans depending on your application. You can turn that plan on and off for $25 a month, I think, on the Freedom plan.
Yep.
And still are able to have, I think, up to 10 texts, and you can predetermine those texts like, hey, we arrived safely, or send a tow truck,
Yeah.
or wish you were here. So it's very cool.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic little device. And as you said, Paul, for that small fee that you pay, which you can turn off. So if you're along the East Coast or the West Coast for that matter, and you are in places where there is a lot of people and there's a lot of mobile phone reception, then you'd turn it off. But if you're heading into Central Australia or parts of the top end,
WA, Central Queensland,
where you're expecting not to have any coverage with your mobile phone, you just flick it back on. $25 a month is the plan that we are on. I mean, in all honesty, that is amazing value when you can weigh up what this device can do.
And it doesn't weigh anything.
No,
I mean,
great for hiking.
Yeah, it literally is the size of a credit card.
Yeah.
It's that small. It's
amazing.
Like
those, some of those first mobile phones, how they came out and they were like massive bricks, and then something happened and somebody said, let's see how small we can make them. It's like one of those little tiny, I used to have a little tiny baby mobile phone that I thought was so cool.
A little flip arm.
Yeah. It didn't do anything other than make phone calls, but it was so cool.
The Garmin In-reach Mini, as far as the hardware, the initial outlay is, I think it was around $600, $580, $600. We actually, I checked back through the footage, got it on special for $460. So that was
Bargain.
quite a big, I guess, discount in
That
store.
was BCF or Anaconda.
One of them, I think. And the other thing to note is that there is an annual fee, okay, which I think is $50 every year just to have the device active to be able to switch on and off from the subscription.
Yep.
So just that's your outlay. That's what you can expect. A no-brainer in our opinions.
100%. Yep. Definitely keep yourself and your family safe.
This is cool. Listen to this. It is able to have a battery life in battery save, power save mode of 20 days.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about that, if you are stuck somewhere, you are definitely going to use that and get help on its way.
And people can also track your trek so they can see your location points and really just keep an eye on you. Like if you got your family and friends at home and you say, I'm doing a 5-day trek through, the outback.
Yeah, or we're going to drive the Strzelecki or...
Yeah. If you head up to the Cape, you can actually ping the device and you can see where I am and check it out.
Awesome.
Okay, let's move on now to drum roll, please.
Oh, we need one. We've got all of these buttons. We need a drum roll. We've got one in there somewhere.
I keep saying I'll get to it. I will. Starlink. Okay.
Righto. Go.
Here we
expert.
go. Whew. What is it? It is a low orbit satellite that is actually now 2,500 satellites that are in low orbit going around the Earth at a height of 550 kilometers above our heads, which, as a reference marker, is 60 times closer to us than your normal satellite systems. What does this mean for us? It means super fast, instant information at your fingertips. People talk about this thing, zero latency. Latency is the lag time between it going from satellite to ground station to you to ground station to satellite, satellite, bing, bing, bing. Well, because of the low orbit of that 550 kilometers, it makes it super quick and super fast. I mean, what I mean by that is the download rate. We did a test. We were getting 130 to 150 megabytes download per second, and upload was 20 to 30. Now, that's still for us because we're content producers and we've got to be uploading. We're not so worried about watching endless hours of Netflix. We'd love to, but it's not really our application.
No.
It's more about the upload for us. So, Look, 20 to 30 megabytes per second is much, much better than zero.
We've had a few people since we released the YouTube episode message us on our Facebook page with screenshots of their
really?
What do you call it? Their test, speed test, and some are double what we got.
Oh, look, there is definitely talk. I hadn't
amazing.
seen that,
Yeah.
but there's talk that there's 300 megabytes per second download. So.
I'll show you when we finish recording.
Oh, wow, I got goosebumps. That sounds incredible. I read this. I didn't realise that it was true. So
yeah. Thank you to all of those people who have messaged us your
amazing.
screenshots of your speed test. It's super cool.
Now, look, it is a fairly large device when it comes. I waited probably about 6 months for it to arrive. I was in very early. I ordered this in January of 2021. I got tipped off by a mate, so get on this straight away, mate. Yeah. So then we had it for 3 months sitting in a box while we were traveling. And now we finally opened it. And during this time, the service has changed. So originally it was what they called geo-fenced. It was a fixed service address. It was $139 per month, and you could only use it at that fixed service address. And then they brought out something called portability for an extra $35 a month. You heard it right. You could now get up to $174 a month for portability, and that would allow you to move location with your Starlink.
And change the address, if I'm right, Paul, in your Starlink account each time you wanted to use it in a new location.
Correct. And now, since we even actually did our YouTube channel, we have been confirmed that there is Starlink RV.
Yes, made for those people like us who are traveling around this awesome country in your RV.
Still $174. So that's $139 per month for the service, plus $35 per month
for the privilege of moving around, baby.
Yeah, being in an RV. Okay. And what this means is that we no longer have a fixed service address. And if you get the RV system, you're allowed to pause your service. So whereas we've been paying for a service $179, $74 per month without using it, that definitely hurts. Now we can actually pause it.
When we're on the East Coast or when we're in those areas where other internet and telephone reception is fantastic, we don't need to pull the Starlink out.
Excellent. Okay, let's talk about the cons. There's some pros. Let's talk about the cons. The cost could definitely be a con. And that would be obstructions is what they refer to it as. And this can be your awning. It could be a building. It could be another caravan. Mostly where you're going to be using this is definitely not in populated areas, definitely not along that main east coast of Australia. You need to be getting into wide open spaces, definitely away from buildings, away from trees. And even if you have, I think in our lowest test, we had 1.89% of obstruction. And it still said, well, this service is going to be intermittent.
Yeah, incredible. It needs that full clear sky.
Line of sight to Elon Musk's little satellites.
Yes. Another con, which I don't think we've mentioned, is the initial outlay for the hardware. And this is something that you pay outright, upfront, before they'll even send you anything you need to be on Starlink.
From memory, I think it was around $850 or $880.
Yeah.
And then why does everything always seem to now cost $1,000+?
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah.
Definitely hurts, but
you know, it's the future now. This is the way I look at it. I was telling Jasper, he's like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, E.T. phone home. Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Elon.
Yeah.
I love it. I just think it is so remarkable. It will absolutely change so many things for Australians. The ability to have connection, internet, for safety, for security, for first aid, for instant attention, for dial a doctor. For a country like Australia where predominantly we live on the East Coast, great, services are within a 2-hour drive, or you then have all of this amazing outback country and you can't get help when you need it. This is going to absolutely change some of those rural locations for livability. I mean,
imagine school children and the
it gives
ability
me
to connect.
goosebumps when I talk about this because I think it is a remarkable time to be alive for these kind of inventions and initiatives and ideas to see them actually come to fruition. I love it.
Incredible. And the rate that the technology is evolving
good point.
at the moment too, it's exciting to think where Starlink will be even in just the next few short years.
Great point. At the current time of recording this, there's about 60% of Australia apparently that has coverage. Basically, if you went from about Mackay on a diagonal cross down to Perth, anything above that, no coverage. They're still sending out these satellites on a clear night. If you head outside and spend 5 minutes looking up, boom, then you'll see some of Elon's work. The cool thing is it says by Q3 of the calendar year. Other people are arguing by the end of this year, 2022, there will be 100% coverage across Australia. Incredible. All told, there should be 40,000 plus satellites up there within the next 5 years. Currently 2,500. So look out. It's happening.
Amazing. Look, if you rely on the internet like we do, if you work full time on the road, whatever your reasoning is, if you need it, you need it. So the cost for us really is not a factor because we rely so much on that service to be able to do what we do in creating our content and getting it out to all of you. So, I think that would be your determining factor.
Yeah.
How much do we actually need this when we are remote?
And could I remove some of my other overhead communication expenses? Then it's going to look pretty good value.
Yeah, look, and that is something that we will do over this next 6 months period. We will really look at, and we've got all of these devices now. We will test what are we actually using the most.
6 months, I give it.
Yeah, and then we may be able to get rid of some of these services that we currently have. And thank you to everybody who has commented suggestions on our YouTube episode, because there's been fantastic suggestions from people in terms of what they're doing and what they've done since getting Starlink and reducing other services, including their mobile phone plans as well. So really interesting stuff for us to look at over this next 6 month period.
Love it. So there you go. Starlink, weigh up those factors. How remote, how rural am I going to be? Do I actually need that connectivity? And if I do, what am I going to watch on Netflix?
I love it.
Okay, we're going to quickly here now just talk about mail.
Yes. It's a
give
big
us
question.
a minute version of that, Katie.
Yeah, we get asked all the time, we're in the planning process, but what do we do with our mail? Convert everything digital as much as you can. And in this day and age, just about every company out there who is sending you mail, and let's face it, they're probably mostly bills, will easily send them to you in a digital format straight into your inbox. So that would be the number one thing to do. We have a home base as well. So we use my parents' address for anything that, might not be a regular piece of mail. That will just randomly come. At least that way somebody's there to receive it, open it if you wish, send you a photo or forward it on to wherever you are. As for parcels, deliveries, packages, we're still buying plenty of stuff on the road. We have a monthly doTERRA order that we receive each and every month and have done for the last 3 years around some of the most random and remote places in the country. Australia Post is amazing. Get yourself a My Post account. It's free. You can easily set that up on the Australia Post website. Just register yourself there. Every post office around the country. And then there's also dedicated parcel lockers as well that you can select to have your items sent to. And it could not be easier. The parcel lockers, in fact, are so awesome.
Very cool. Remember that in Alice Springs?
Yeah.
I thought they had the largest setup for, you are literally in the middle of Australia.
Yeah.
In the middle of the outback, and they had the biggest parcel locker set up.
There would have been, easily 100 parcel lockers, maybe
more.
It was amazing. And you don't even have to go into the post office. You don't even have to talk to anybody with a parcel locker. You just get a code, you go up to it, you enter in your PIN number, the locker that your parcel is in magically opens, and you get your parcel out. I mean, it is so easy. So don't worry about mail on the road if you are in the planning phase.
Imagine if you could say, I'm coming to pick it at 4 o'clock. And I just wanted to add a little espresso with that, please.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking we've even had wine delivered, and we've picked wine up in some of the most random places around the country as well.
I miss those days.
It's all right, babe. 8 months to go.
People keep asking me, well, what was the bet you had with your brother? And it sounds terrible to actually tell the truth on this, but it's actually for a bottle of beer. So I had to get him to, really commit to this. So anyway, he's going to be a non-smoker, non-drinker. Mm-hmm. Me, a non-drinker.
Yeah, and you're both going to be in
green fart machine.
Exactly, in the fit zone and in the happy zone with your wifeys.
Hello.
Yeah.
Look out.
I know.
All right.
Speaking of, let's talk about relationship communications.
Very good idea. All right. What is the main thing that we want to say here is that we are normal. We have days where, honestly, and there could be one a week where I know Kate wants to kill me, and when there's those days when I want to kill Kate. They're very rare, to be honest. But Kate has this habit of being able to press, and then just when you think, right, she knows I'm about to explode, she just gives you one little nudge, one more little press, don't you?
Really?
But we know each other's triggers is where I'm getting
Yeah.
to with this. As far as the kids go, you know, I mean, we've only got Jasper. Kids so adaptable. Adults, we seem to struggle with letting stuff go. We hold on to stuff. You know, my mum has this Buddhist quote, and it says, "He who, you know, holds the
Holding on to something is
hot iron
yeah,
is
it's
the
like-
one that gets scolded." You know, you got to let this stuff go.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of, you didn't do that quote too
It was
good.
terrible.
But anyway, the point is talk to each other 100%, you know, because there are stressful things that come with this lifestyle, especially if you're new to it like we were. It is an amazing lifestyle, but there are challenges. You know, you're living in such a tiny space. There are going to be days and moments that are frustrating and cause you stress and can put stress on your relationship.
Stuff happens.
Just talk to each other.
Anyone knows, you know, some of the best stories that you've ever told or ever heard revolved around travel. And it just because you're out of your routine, you're out of your comfort zone, and you're integrating and intermingling and navigating environments that have a whole new set of
Uncharted waters, babe.
situations, scenarios, circumstances, people, events, etc. So stuff happens, you know.
Yeah.
And so
we
with
had
that
stuff
comes
happen
stress.
this morning. Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
random
God.
things that just happen. We had some weird stuff going on with our vehicle this morning and just stuff that you think, why? What is the point of this? This is wasting our time. But it definitely puts stress on your relationship and as a family as well.
And in saying that, Kate looked at me and she goes, "You don't want me to talk to you, do you?" And I said, "No, not at the moment. I need to actually just get my head clear." The great thing is that, as we've said before, there's only one door to slam
Yes.
in a caravan.
And once you've slammed it and you've gone out, you're in an amazing environment.
Generally speaking, you know, you can jump in an ocean, you can go for a walk in the mountain, you can sit by the stream, you can chuck a fishing rod in. I haven't done that yet.
Yep. Breathe in the fresh air, chat to your neighbour.
Lay in a naked hammock.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking.
Thank you, Nike. Proudly sponsored by. So look, the point is that embrace the environment, let go of stuff, know each other's triggers.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, and that's true. Support each other. I mean, this is an amazing experience that you're about to embark on or that you are embarking on, traveling around together, experiencing this epic, incredible country that we are all blessed to live in. And I'm talking about no matter where you are in the world, just be kind to each other, you know? Like just choose kindness and support each other. And there is no magic formula, but we certainly feel like we are better people. We are stronger in our relationships and we are a stronger family unit since we hit the road.
Okay, this is a great segue. Wrapping up now for our takeaway this week. And I'm going to tell you a little story. We went through Gympie. We needed to fill the water tank of our loaner van from Paul Pont. Thank you very much. From
Outback Tracks.
Yes, thank
home
you, mate.
of the amazing Ground Dogs awning anchor kit that we love so much.
Gosh, hasn't he saved our bacon, given us a roof over our head while we're waiting for our new van?
Oh, spoiler alert. That's our breaking news.
Which we'll talk about in a second. What was cool was we pulled up and the water station, it was $1 for 181 litres of water. But anyway, that's not the story. When we went to Tap and Go, which is pretty cool, and get all the taps and everything sorted out, I look up and there's an empty coffee cup, takeaway coffee cup. And I said, okay, why do people do that? I don't get it.
Leave
Don't
your
go
rubbish.
why you just, maybe this person, you know, forgot it, but
I think that's where I got to. You know, they must have put it up there, focused on the water filling station, and then hopefully didn't have the experience that we had where the water went everywhere, and they just forgot about it. You'd hope so anyway.
Well, they remembered to get themselves a coffee, so they should remember to put it in the bin.
Well, you're true. Yeah.
Anyway, look, we've all made those mistakes, fair enough. The point is, though, is what we got to was be the change you want to see in the world. I think it was that. I got that one right, that quote. I think that was Gandhi or someone like that. And we love this because you've got to lead by the clarity of your own example. You know, you want to have a cleaner world, start with your own backyard.
Yeah, and by that we really do mean, start with your relationships, your inner circle, the most intimate parts of your life, and go from there. Great takeaway.
Perfect. All right, breaking news.
Oh, actually, before we do breaking news, if you do want to see that very funny event that happened to us at the water filling station, where basically 181 litres of water went everywhere and not in our caravan.
In 4 seconds flat. Yeah. Wrong valve. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Don't do what we did. Head on over to TikTok. We've got a new TikTok account where we're jumping into the world of TikTok. When Paul said to me we're going to get a TikTok account, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to start practicing these dance routines because isn't that what TikTok is? But anyway, apparently not. Lots of cool, fun stuff on TikTok, including lots of caravan and camping videos.
Yeah, very cool. So anyway, I'm sort of learning the ropes there on land of TikTok.
Yeah, if you've got any advice for us, drop us a line.
All right, news item. Let's get on to that.
Holy dooly. Okay, this is probably the biggest news that we have to share with you since we set off on Father's Day.
True.
September 2019, and that is that we are getting a new caravan. Well, in fact, we're getting a completely new setup. We will be getting a new tow vehicle as well. But this episode, we are just focusing on announcing that we're getting a new caravan, and I'm so excited about it. My voice got really high then. It is pinch yourself stuff. This has been a long-term dream for us. We are not going to tell you what it is. We're saving that for next episode where we will do the big reveal.
Excellent. I feel like we told you this last week, so you're like, oh, geez, these guys.
Oh, did we?
I think so. But anyway.
Oh, can you tell we're so excited? We're just breaking news again.
I think what's so exciting is that it's all been, I guess, signed off now. Like it is actually happening.
It is actually happening.
Yeah.
And we're beside ourselves and we are full of gratitude.
Wow. And
without getting all woo-woo, as I do, I just want to say this is something that we have had up on our vision board, this exact manufacturer. This is the one that we have had on a vision board from the days that we were planning. 4 years ago. So we are in total pinch ourselves, which is probably why we're so excited and we're telling you every single episode we're getting a new caravan. We're getting a new caravan.
Next week, the reveal. We will also talk about our new tow vehicle. It's actually a second-hand vehicle that is amazing because it's already all kitted up because very unfortunately we do have to look at that because our new caravan's an off-road vehicle, different capabilities, different weight and compliance that's required for that van. The Hilux Rugged X has never missed a beat. You've heard us talk this vehicle up so much. I love this.
It will be actually really quite sad to sell that vehicle.
I'll get over it very quickly.
Oh, yeah, when you're sitting behind the new one.
Yeah, the V8. Anyway, so we'll tell you about that. It's already come kitted up. So the Hilux has a 3.2 tonne towing capacity in the automatic 2019 Rugged X, for those of you who care. And a bit of an oversight back then when we were purchasing. Totally green, didn't know what we were doing. It has done the job. It's absolutely been legal and fine and all those things and really fantastic, but isn't really going to be able to do what we need it to do for the new event. So adios, amigos.
Yeah, so lots of good new stuff coming up. We can't wait to share that with you. Oh, so exciting. And yeah, just get out on those roads less travelled to get off-road more, to explore more of this country that we have yet to experience.
Get out there, get naked.
I know, I was just going to say, hang our nakies in some trees in the middle of nowhere in some of those epic campsites that we stalk on Instagram. We see all of these other campers with off-road caravans enjoying. We're like, right, it's our turn now.
It is our turn. We've done the work. Time to do it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We will leave it there. For now, we'll say dream big, look after yourself, look after your family.
And happy trails.
Feel the journey, feel the love, feel good family.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Thank you guys, as always, for your incredible support and encouragement. We're
Yes.
super excited to share this next leg of this journey with you.
All right, here we go. Have a good week. See ya.